Hey YouTube, Mark here. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tackle one of the questions that I get asked by most of my subscribers. And instead of sending you guys emails individually, what I'm going to do is make a video about it, and perhaps it's going to help my new subscribers and of course people on YouTube. Now, one of the questions that I get the most is, how long can I keep my colognes, my fragrances, my perfumes before they go bad? A lot of people think, hey, is it about a year or two that my fragrances go bad? I'm hearing that it's only a year or two and then I gotta throw them all out. Well guys, just to let you know, you can keep your fragrances past a couple years. Now of course it obviously depends on the fragrances itself. A small number of fragrances do go bad within a few years, granted, but the majority of them have no expiry date. So really guys, I would say almost 90% of fragrances don't have an expiry date at all, so you don't have to worry about that 1 year, 2 year expiry. Now forget the myth of them only lasting 6 months to a year, or there's an expiry date on the bottle or on the box. There isn't any. So you guys can stop looking on the boxes or at the bottom of your bottle or looking for a secret code. It's not in French, it's not in any other language, it's not in some sort of secret code. There's a reason why there's no expiry date on most bottles. Now granted, there's some bottles, some actual designers that like to put expiry dates on their bottles. I think it's just a marketing ploy for you to buy more fragrances from them, to throw out your old bottle and buy a new one. Now, just to let you know, if you want your colognes to last longer, protect them from light. Visible light consists of photons with energy high enough to break chemical bonds, and a perfume kept in dim light or darkness could last you actually a lifetime, or 2 lifetimes actually. So if you're not going to use your fragrances often, please keep them in the box that originally came with, or keep it in a drawer. If you don't have the original box, or let's say you buy testers that don't have a cap, just keep them in a drawer. That would be fine. Do not, now this is really important, do not store your fragrances in your bathroom. With a hot shower or hot bath, the temperature changes rapidly and can damage the juice inside. So keeping it on top of your desk is okay, but isn't the best place to store them, of course, especially if it's near a window. So you really need to watch where you're going to store your fragrances. A lot of my friends actually store their fragrances in the bathroom before I actually tell them, hey, the intense heat with a hot shower or a hot bath can really damage the juice that you have, especially if you're spending, hundreds of dollars on this stuff. You really need to watch what you're doing with them. And basically, if you're an avid collector, I would say if you have 10 plus bottles, it would be actually a good idea for you to invest either in a mini fridge or actually a wine cooler is perfect. You want to set it around 50 to 60 Fahrenheit. Not as cool as a fridge as for food. So keeping it with your food, I don't, personally myself, I wouldn't do it. It's kind of weird, but you can store it with your food if you'd like to, and it keeps them really in a cool place, and also keeps them in a dark area. So when you close that door, the light's off, so keeps them dark, keeps them cool, it doesn't hurt them. And basically, if you talk to anyone with a fragrance fridge or a wine cooler that they have to put their fragrances in, if you speak to most of them, 99% will say they never experience a fragrance going bad. At least in my personal experience, a few avid collectors that I know have either a fragrance fridge or even have a cool room. If you have actually a cold room downstairs in your basement. I've personally myself, I'm fairly young, so I can't really say that, I'm not going to brag that all my fragrances haven't went bad. I'm pretty young still, so, but I've had fragrances that I've had for several years and they haven't went bad yet. So I think I'm doing fairly good with my fragrances. So all in all, if you don't really know if your fragrance did go bad, usually it tends to darken a little bit. The juice inside develops a nail varnish smell. So once you spray it on you and you can smell it like that, basically your nose is your best tool, and that's when you know that it actually went bad. So high levels of heat or light exposure. Light is actually really more important than the actual heat itself. Is known to turn fragrances, but the two major causes are light and also oxygen. If you have testers that don't have caps, try to either, some people put them in Ziploc bags and put them in a desk drawer. That could work. Because oxygen that gets to your fragrance will damage also your fragrances. So guys, I hope this helps you out. I know I had a ton of questions on this. You know, if I missed a few points, I will do another video for it. But this is part 1 of frequently asked questions. And hopefully this helps out a few of you guys, alright? Thanks a lot for watching.